Yes, good evening po. Okay, let's put ourselves in the presence of God. Dear Lord, thank you for tonight, for giving us this evening, for the time and for the energy that we have. It is already late night. This provide us concentration in listening, and also to provide Engineer Anna the energy in discussing and for this review session. Let us just enjoy the review, and thank you, Jesus, for everything, for the provisions, especially that many of us here, we process the application in PRC. And thank you, Lord. And this we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Okay. So let me just, I'm using two computers. Just a moment. To hear others, please join. Yeah. Can you hear me
Can you
now?
hear me now?
Ma'am, medyo nag-e-echo po.
Oo nga eh.
Baka ma'am, dahil dalawa po yung device, yung pong isang device ma'am, i-turn off
Iano
po
ko?
yung audio. Opo,
How
ma'am.
about this? Nag-echo pa din? Hindi na?
Hindi na, ma'am.
Okay. So, I just needed to close the audio of the other one. So, yung mga hindi present last night, so I hope you have access to yung recording, So I will continue. Okay, I will continue last night's presentation or last night's activity. So it was quite different. So I'm just continue that. Let me just check if you're seeing it. So I need to. Jen, can you make me co-host pa ako, Jen?
Opo, ma'am.
Parang co-host. Okay. So let me see if I can share screen. Start broadcast. Okay, 2, 1. And then I hope you can see clearly, no? Okay. So I think I finished up to number 10. So we were doing this exercise on the group chat earlier. only 3 people I think got the correct answer. So it's quite tricky, so you need to inspect the words. And it requires what's this? Yeah, parang presence of mind, parang ganun, kasi pag wala kayong presence of mind, like for example, if you're only giving 90 to 95%, if 5% is missing, then still hindi mo ma-spot yung yung difference. So, just a moment. So that's how it works. I'd like to go to the next one. The location of cellular phone towers. Okay, location, all right. Of cellular phone towers, not cellular phone only, but cellular phone towers is determined. Okay, so yung location is determined by which of the following. So it's asking for the institution, and you can see there's local, there's federal, there's state. So if even if you're not living in the US, or you're not a US citizen, or you can answer, right? So what's the technique there? Okay, let me just check. Okay. So anyway, Federal Communications Commission. So this is country, state. So we know there are how many states in the US, and then local government, and then metropolitan. So what's the issue? Number 11. So that's land use, di ba? Sa allocation, or what? So number 1, we need to identify key determinants of cellular tower locations. So you don't really, it's not really a hardcore question. Some people na yung magaling mag-ispat would say probably, or would deem it as a no-brainer. Kasi you don't need to be very technical to answer that. So you just need strategy, or yeah, you just need to be very strong in pinpointing that. So you think so? It should be, for example, in the Philippines, kailangan ba national kapag allocation yung tinatanong, hindi, di ba? So we can already eliminate. And then state is equivalent to like a region, parang ganun, ano? Like, or if we are talking about hierarchy, so we can already we can eliminate that already. So metropolitan, it does not mention anything about, because it's asking. So please, you might say this is equivalent to like an MMDA, but not really because of the word organization. So it's still it's tricky, di ba? So jurisdiction is, already, that it's a local government. Like if it's in Philippines, then the context is LGU. Commission, State Utilities Commission, okay. So answer is letter C. Okay. So do we really need to think deeply about this one? Okay. So we can go to number 12. The rational comprehensive method for decision making. Okay, so we can just encircle, requires all, okay, all of the following except. So it's asking about the outlier, outlier. So it's asking about decision making. Is it clarification of values, consideration of extensive data, anecdotal information, consideration of all relevant factors? So, but the word is there. The word is there, comprehensive. So, sige nga, someone can unmute and let us know. Let us know what's running in your mind. Kapag kayo mag-answer ng ganito, so how would you strategize? Let's see if it has already improved yung ating how we'll eliminate. Si Mia Ann?
Hindi ako sure, mama. Kasi may nakalagay pa. Bumali ang answer ko. Anyway, ma'am, kasi nakalagay po is rational comprehensive method. Kung
Okay.
mag-eliminate, ma'am, is
Okay.
Ay, except. Sorry, kaya pala.
Okay. What do you
Ano ma'am, letter
uh,
C ma'am. Kasi comprehensive po na word. So,
mm,
B and D ma'am, yung extensive data tsaka consideration of all relevant factor, it's equivalent or related to comprehensive method
answer?
po. Clarification of values, of course, dahil comprehensive po yung data, you need to clarify. Yun C nga po, may na-overlook ko po yung except. So, letter C nga po. Kasi, though hindi ko po alam ibig sabihin ng letter C.
But anecdote, it's something, okay, kahit i-google mo siya. So what do you mean by anecdotal? Diba? So it's something like not part of the model. It's not, ano, yan yung correct answer, but it's something non-scientific. Parang ganon. Okay? Did you, if you try to, nakaano
Tama,
ba ako?
ma'am. Opo. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hindi po siya based sa
Ah, ah.
scientific. Tama. Tama
Yeah.
po, ma'am.
So when you clarify values, letter A, when you clarify values, diba? So it's aligned with the comprehensive method. Clarify values because you need to be very scientific when you clarify values, diba? So there ought to be a tool to clarify. And then letter B also is consideration of extensive data. So it means that you are exhausting all those uh, data that you need to evaluate, parang ganun na. So it's similar. So and then we skip letter C, and then letter D also is consideration of all relevant, because of the word relevant factor. So it makes it scientific, and the only thing there is ito, the only outlier is letter C. Okay, ganun tayo ha. So answer is anecdotal. So it's a no-brainer actually, but you need to be very careful kasi is kapag ka mag-answer kayo, you need to mark it like sige, ayusin ko nga ito nga. Comprehensive, so one, rational comprehensive method for decision making requires all except. So, ibig sabihin, there's an outlier. Okay? Siya yung kakaiba. Di ba? So, kapag nakuha mo na yung letter A, like clarification of value. So, you ought to, when you clarify values, lalo na this would entail numbers. So, when you clarify value, you need an equation, you need a tool, you need something. So, when you check that, so kukuha ka ng ano yung mga similar concepts. Okay, so iyon yung hindi. So parang similar yan, similar yung tatlo, except okay. So we go to, very good, and we go to the next two questions. So ibig sabihin, 13 and 14, yung two questions. Ganun kasi sa board sometimes one figure and there are 5 questions. Nangyari na yon. One figure, 10 questions. That's very difficult because you keep going back to the paper, ganyan, ano? It will waste your time. Kapag ganon ang question, you need to skip it first kasi it will it will consume all your time. Kapag nakita mo na more than one yung tinatanong, you skip ka agad. Markahan mo na lang siya, pero tandaan mo na lang, parang, ganon. So, but tonight, we would like to do that because I think I explained about PERT-CPM, so this is not just for engineers, but for planners and for all, kahit hindi naman technical, no? So then it says here, so this is the implementation schedule illustrated in the chart. So this is an illustration, and you also notice that there are Roman numeral 1 and then 2. Saan pa ba? So ibig sabihin dalawa. So dito sa upper, meron din dito sa baba. Okay? So line 2. So it's asking about line 2. Ito. On the chart above indicates the best time to what? Okay. Order equipment, calculate annual operating costs, hire operational staff, publicize the project to generate public use. So, hindi ka agad na ma-answeran, ano? It should be very tricky. Lalo na if you're not used to doing this. So, why there should be line 1? Why there should be line 2? When you finished, okay, you can see January also. So, may date dyan. So, secure financing. Okay. Secure financing. Purchase site. Okay. Then, complete exterior. Complete exterior. And then, construction. And then, what's next? So, you need to choose. So, what's next? Parang ganun. So you need to understand line 2's position and timeline on the chart. So, hanggang, ano yun, ito. So, 1, 2, 3, okay, here. Right. So, you need to finish, you need to complete interior construction. Is it install equipment? But you need to, so ano to, diba? Before you install, so it's asking, before you install technical equipment, meron bang gap dito? Can you install immediately after construction or complete exterior construction? So complete exterior construction, and then interior, okay, interior construction and fittings, and then installation of technical equipment. So that's what it's telling us. So yun yung one, sorry, i-clear ko ulit. So what does it say? Completion of exterior construction, then interior, and then install. So if it precedes the move-in personnel, so pag tapos mo to, proceed here to move-in personnel and begin operation. So ganun yan. But you need to, at this stage, yung question is the physical construction. So, construction. So what does it tell you? Exterior and then interior. So this is typically now, you need to try natin yung letter A. Kapag ka ba you order equipment, can you proceed to install technical equipment? Or letter B, calculate annual operating cost. Is it logical? Or you hire operational staff? Of course, you need to eliminate this one, hire operational staff, because it's not logical anymore, diba? So it's not relevant to before the installation of technical equipment. And then also this one, you need to eliminate, publicize the project to generate public use. So because there are all here in the when you begin operation, isn't it? Or move in personnel, begin operation, so dyan siya. So yeah, it's done later, and then it's closer to the operational phase after October. Parang ganun na, after October. Then, so but when the most logical is you order equipment. So sometimes parang hindi nakikita yun, it should be very difficult for other people to spot this one. Before you can install, then it's logical to order first. Order equipment. Because ordering and installing technical equipment is indicated during line 2 din, ano? Nakikita mo yan? Install equipment. So, as the building is readying for internal works, but calculating annual operations is more suited for final budgeting, closer to opening, like October, parang ganon, before October or October to November. And then hiring it generally happens in the move-in phase. And so publicize the project to generate public uses occurs closer to project completion after major installation. So, so ganon yan. Okay? So, even if you're not sure that you need to order equipment, but you're sure about these three. So, that's how we try to answer quickly. Parang ganon. But, technically, you need to understand also this one. This one, the line 1 and line 2. So, mabibigla ka kagad, OMG, parang, baka hindi ko ito ma-answeran. But you have arrows there anyway. So, okay, form governing board. So, dito sa, mas maiintindihan natin yung line 1 and 2 in the next question. It says, which of the following types of buildings, okay, which of the following types of buildings, here, does the implementation schedule above most probably imply? So it's asking, so ano yung project or ano yung implementation schedule which it's trying to serve for or to do for? Is it a municipal police station? Is it a community-based health clinic? Is it a waste disposal facility or a shopping center? So we will go back. Okay? Para natin yun. Police, community-based. So, police clinic, police station, clinic, waste disposal, or shopping center. Kapag titignan mo siya, you start with kukuha ka ng idea dito. So, secure financing, anything, di ba? It does not indicate that, siyempre lahat may finance. How about, pag line 1 lang? Let's look at line 1. Ang sinabi ba na line 1 dito? Wala na. So, does it, very critical itong to form governing board? Do you need governing board for each of this? So that's the critical so let's see. Again, how about recruit administration? So who will administer the project? So if we go here, which one does need kasi if I'm the test taker, if I'm the examinee, okay, I would need, so this is number 14, I would like to see yung what are the activities included sa ganon. You interpret everything there, like the project has phases for recruitment or governance formation. So, kailangan alam mo yung municipal police station. Less likely, di ba? Less likely na police station yan. May governing board ba yan? So, if you construct police station, you're doing scheduling for that. So, it's very, yung laman ng police station. Police station are more straightforward lang yung design niya, no? Na hindi naman niya kailangang nagre-require ba siya ng governing board? Okay. How about health clinic? Is it also unlikely to require extended and complex schedule including publicity? Meron bang mga ganon sa health clinic? Or meron din ba siyang major governing board or large scale technical installations? Remember, there is complete exterior construction. So lahat naman may site on, di ba? So that's why I'm focusing here.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am Ann?
Okay, just a moment. Okay, so usually for water waste disposal facility, it doesn't usually have, you know, interior, di ba? Or administrative recruitment phases siguro. Pero the interior itself, so iaano natin ito na we try to eliminate. And then, what else? Meron din kasi equipment ang ang health clinic, di ba? How about police station? Technical equipment. So, do we need to do that? Like, it does not, kailangan ba ng governing board? Okay. So, what are the clues there? But indeed, for letter A, hindi talaga siya kailangan ng, ano, uh, it does not really mirror, so the different stages here. So, install technical equipment. So there must be something here na we need to decide what's the correct answer. So if we were able to eliminate 2, so we must choose between B and D. For the shopping center, syempre, kailangan siya ng site and building development. You recruit also operational stuff like mall administration, di ba? Merong mga staff on to administer mall. Meron din siyang interior works for tenants, di ba? Yung mga retail doon sa loob. And then, of course, there's technical equipment kasi you need escalator, mga security systems, ano pa ba? And then, you need also, kasi nakalagay din doon, move in personnel, begin operation. So, okay, tell me, sino sa inyo, okay, can you answer for me? Is it the health clinic, community-based? Di ba nakalagay, baka you are asking, you are thinking about tertiary hospital, ano? But it's just a community-based health clinic. So baka pa pwedeng in the Philippine context, it's like a barangay, parang ganon. Or municipal. So kailangan ba ng sophistication ito? So do you agree with me that the answer should be letter D? Please unmute for those who want to voice out what they think of the answer. What you think about your answer?
Ma'am, ang construction kasi ng shopping center is need po talaga form ng parang govern body like consultant and other professional collaboration po para mas maano po yung standard and specification po ng project.
So, your answer is?
D po.
D, okay. Shopping center. Okay, so are we okay now? So that's the answer. Okay. Now we go to this this problem. Can you see the drawing? Okay. So what do you see there in number, what is this? 40? Sorry. I know. Sorry, okay. So this is the Green County. Okay, let's see it's Green County shown in the map. Okay, contains some of the best. Okay, it said best. Kailangan you need to be very sensitive about the adjectives. So best farmland in the state. Okay. Which of the following steps? So it consists of steps. Should the Green County planner, okay, recommend to protect this valuable farmland from industrial or commercial development? So it wants to do away, okay, to protect this valuable. So it does not want to go in industrial and commercial. So it doesn't want to do that. So if you're a planner, and you see this map, okay, in this map, so this is the Green County, and then here is the industrial city, and then where is the commercial? So this is the city, di ba? Okay. So, and let's look at the decision points here. Zone of all Green County, yan ang gagawin mo daw, as farmland, and invite farmers to be members of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Invite farmers to be members of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Second is propose a moratorium on sewer connections for Green County. So sewer naman yung kanyang concern. And letter C, identify prior farmland areas in Green County and modify the zoning ordinances appropriately. And then promote construction of another limited access highway between Industrial City and Bay City to lower development pressures. So Bay City, okay. So this one, Bay City. Now, tell me, if you're the planner of Green County, so what do you think is the best way to protect this valuable farmland from industrial or commercial development? So kayo muna yung mag-answer. So that let's see paano pa natin ma-strengthen yung niya, how you would like to best understand that. Sandali, at natanggal ko yung AICT ko na. So, okay, let me know if you are ready to participate, okay? I need to hear you muna. You want? How will you decide? How will you protect the valuable farmland? If you choose this, na-protect mo ba if you invite all farmers to be members of the zoning board? Is that even possible? And then did it mention about, is it relevant for sewer connections? And then when you prioritize farmland areas and modify the zoning ordinances appropriately, is that the correct strategy? Or you want to construct another limited access highway between Industrial City and Bay City? So here. Okay. Yeah, just look at the when you analyze either the problem itself, the figure, the illustration, or the choices. So but really the question is, it contains the best farmland in the state. So yon. So what are the necessary steps that you can recommend to protect this farmland? But protection from what? From industrial or commercial. So it's easy, di ba? So will you rule out A? Because when you zone an entire county without considering mixed land use is not a best practice, right? For letter A, because you invite farmers to be members of the zoning board. So just imagine all the farmers are members of the zoning board of appeals. So that it's not really. We are talking about you are deciding for, is it a good idea so to include farmers in decision making? So hindi naman siya about pag membership ba yung pinag-uusapan natin? Is it tantamount to land protection? Hindi, di ba? So we remove letter A. Kasi membership lang yung sinasabi niya no? How about letter B? You propose a moratorium on sewer connections for Green County. While infrastructure control can limit growth, this is like a moratorium on sewer connections. Is there a connection there? You won't necessarily protect. If you do that, are you able to, does it directly solve the problem? Di ba parang ano siya? So it may be hard to enforce, or it may be illegal to do that, but don't want necessarily protect the best farmland, isn't it? So we remove that, we remove this one. Okay, so dalawa na lang. How about letter C? Identify priority farmland areas and modify the zoning ordinances. May nakalagay kasi, I modify the zoning ordinances appropriately. So nagbigay na rin siya ng hint, isn't it? So look for some statements like that. Makakakita ka pa din ng answer. Because when you do that, you are targeting on, when you identify priority, so naglagay din siya ng priority. Priority farmland area. So you need to identify. When you do that, you are targeting the high value farmland. And in the US, they have this right to farm acts, and meron there they have a different zoning classification there, like agricultural preservation zoning principles, and they have a very high standard of zoning, because in the very first place, that's where we pattern our zoning ordinance, diba? So yung zoning natin, all the principles there, all the concepts, or the underlying legal, the rationale for why we have to zone it came from US planning, American planning. And so if we go to letter D, then promote construction of another limited access highway. And so it's counterproductive because this would likely increase pressure on farmland. And it's also encouraging sprawl and reduces viability of rural land uses. So we eliminate D. So, and the answer is this one. Nagbigay na siya ng identify priority farmland areas in Green County and modify the zoning ordinance appropriately. So it's something like it's mararamdaman mo if you want to use gut feel. But I'm not saying you do that, okay? For intelligent guesses only, but you can already feel that's the correct answer. It uses the word priority, identify priority areas, identify or modify the zoning ordinance appropriately. Okay, so we go to number 16. Sige nga, I'll call Mark. Basahin mo nga para maramdaman natin yung question because this is AICP. Just a moment. Okay. Sige nga, for number 16. Mark? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes po.
Ay. Oo, sino yung, andyan si Mark? Let's see. Sino yung dito? Alan, sige nga Alan, can you read?
Detailed information about a communities that would be vital for carrying out which of the following tasks. A, establishing assessed value for property in the coming year. B, applying for HUD for section and funds. C, presenting venture capital fund to area financial institution. D, requesting a change of bond rating.
Mahirap because merong Section A funds. So this is for the housing and urban development, their own department there. But the question, so how you understood the question, detailed information about a community's debt, okay, would be vital for carrying. So it's looking for the important one for carrying out which of the following task. Carrying out. Sige nga, if you can, sige, kailangan, we need to linger a little bit here so that we understand every concept. A, establishing assessed values for property in the coming year. May mga ano dito na, may mga real estate professionals dito, si Jumel siguro, no? Ay, si ano din, si Alan. Alan is also doing, Alan, no? Real estate.
Hindi ko ma'am natapos yung BSRM ko. Nahuminto ako.
Alain, you can continue later, no? I know you've been doing that. So you decided to pursue kon muna, no? Environmental planning. So, actually, itong question na to, if you're not really aware of some laws in the US, mahirap sagutin ito. But of course, there's always an equivalent or a counterpart question for Philippines. But the question itself is detailed information about a community's debt would be vital for carrying out which of the following tasks. So it's asking us, because this question is about financial planning, also fiscal management, mga ganon, at the local government level. So specifically understanding why and when municipal debt matters. So I will read it again. Detailed information about a community's debt would be vital for carrying out which of the following tasks. So, what it's asking which option requires a financial profile that includes, so normally, ano yung mga, what are the contents of a financial profile? Could be the outstanding liabilities, and then debt service, and repayment capacity, parang ganon. So those are questions that are yung tinutukoy ng detailed information dyan. And so when we establish number 1, so I'm proceeding now to letter A, establishing assessed values for property, for example, in the coming year. Because can we all agree that when we say assessed values, they are based on market values? Di ba? Market values. And so it's not about the debt, yung utang, di ba? And then this is, sinong may function sa mga ganito, no? Sa assessed values, normally in the LGU setting, it's the municipal assessor or the city assessor, parang gano'n, no? Hindi naman treasury. So, because we are talking about communities' debt. Now, debt has no direct influence on how property is assessed for taxation, for example. So, we eliminate that. Wala siyang relevance ba? Kasi we are asking for that detailed information about the utang, about the community's debt. So, kung nag-loan sila, parang gano'n, no? Okay, or is it a cooperative or something? Sige, mamaya. And then letter B, applying to HUD for Section A funds. So it's like a provision there. So kasi may Section A siya, no? And HUD funding, by the way, is based on demographic and housing needs. Kasi housing and urban development ito, no? So in case na you feel like detached kayo in that particular question or in those options, you look for a common, you look for something in a question. Limawa kayo, wala kayo talaga kaalam, oh my God, I can no longer answer this because I don't have any idea with all the options. But you are seeing HUD. So, probably, funds, okay. Probably housing ito or something. It does not really talk about housing or housing needs, di ba? So, debt pa rin. So, it's about the utang. And debt detail is not a central criterion for here. Although, yung probably capacity to pay or something, pero hindi naman yun community's debt ito. Now, I would like to proceed to letter C, presenting a venture capital fund to area financial institutions. So, venture capital funding involves private investments, okay? Private investment strategies. Do you agree? So, venture capital, so you already know, meron kayong hint at least. This is about investments, okay? So, again, local debt may matter to investors, but this isn't a standard municipal finance tasks. So, wala pa rin siyang ano. So, yung una, assess value about. Second is about housing needs. The third is about investments. So, you can already eliminate, di ba? Eliminate. So, even if, sige na, bahala na, something like that, that you need to talk to yourself when, when you're doing the exam, you need to talk to yourself, pero make sure na they don't hear yung neighbor mo, they will not hear, baka kasi sila makakuha ng tamang answer, di ba? And when you keep talking there, but I advise na magmarmar lang kayo. So I've done that, so it's effective naman. Oh my gosh, so this is not ganon. Requesting a change in band rating. So, but you still need to know, at the end of the day, even if you've got the correct answer, iwanan nyo na kaagad. If you've decided, if you've ruled out, meaning, tinanggal mo na, eliminate mo na sila, yung tatlo, huwag na kayong magpatumpik-tumpik pa. Just answer, mag-shade na kayo ng letter D. Because you don't have time. Kaya lang we have time tonight, di ba? And that's why pinatatagal ko lang. And we need to understand this. Malay natin matanong ito, requesting a change in band rating. What does it mean? Why about band? Because band ratings, if you're familiar with the Moody's, mga S&P, or Fitch, mga ganon, di ba? Yung mga, sino yung naggagawa ng, and they're directly tied to communities' debt profile. And that's the rating reflects credit worthiness, which depend on what? Debt to income ratio, and then debt service coverage, or long-term obligations. So, yung mga ganun ba? So, a better rating means that you lower interest rates on future bonds. So, I'm not also very much familiar with this, but I'm trying to look for the most relevant option to answer. So if you have detailed information about communities' debt, would be vital for carrying out which of the following tasks. So if you have all the detailed information, for example, nag-increase yung capacity to pay, and so you can request a change in band rating because dalawa lang naman yan, ano? It's up or down, or a worse rating or a better rating. And a better rating means lower interest rates. So, lower interest sa mga on future bonds. So, yon. I cannot really articulate that because when you see, as far as I know, when you see bond rating, always think municipal debt capacity and credit strength. Laging credit strength yan, ano? And that's where detailed debt info is not just helpful, it's very essential to, when you have complete information. So, and that, you can, how would you be able to request for lower interest rates so that you can get a better rating, di ba? And if you don't have full information or detailed information, it did not say full information only, but it said detailed information, and that would be a better way to, okay, because it's about credit worthiness, and so it's vital to carry out that task of requesting a change in band ratings. I will move to number 17. Let's see. Maganda yung may interaction tayo eh. Monica, would you like to read the next question?
Yes po, ma'am. Which of the following land use models describes the pattern of actual growth along lines of least resistance. A. Multiple nuclei model. B. Concentric zone model. C. Sector model. D. Negative exponential population density model.
I'm sure you remember we've discussed about this before. So Monica, would you like to start the discussion there? So what do you think is the answer? Ano muna? What do you think should we eliminate? Parang ganon.
Ma'am,
Sige.
siguro, ma'am, yung answer ko po is yung C, sector model po.
Because?
Kasi po, as I remember po, yung sector model, it describes a pattern of actual growth along lines, o yun po, yung sa tanong po, along lines of least resistance.
Mhm.
Yun po, yung parang yung urban growth po, nag-e-expand in sectors or wedges radiating outward from the city center along ano po, railways, highways,
Mm-mm.
or yung corridors po ng may least resistance. Yun po.
Do you remember parang ikaw din yung tinanong ko noon? Was it you?
Ay, hindi ka ba natanda?
So I asked that about parang may similar question tayo noon. Okay. How about can you tell me, so when I ask you about concentric, ano yung matandaan mo pag concentric?
Ay,
Para discuss natin yung different configuration.
Opo. Ang natandaan ko po dun, ma'am, yung it was developed by Ernest Burgess po.
Mhm.
Tapos, in-explain niya po yung urban growth and land use in a series of ano po, circular zones or rings po, radiating outward from CBD or Central Business District po.
Okay. So I can sense that Monica is ready to take the exam, di ba, Monica?
Hindi rin.
I can see and I can hear, and so okay, so you can imagine the configuration, ano, that it consists of circles, ano, na so and then sector models wedge. And how about multiple nuclei? Because of the word multiple nuclei, di ba, nuclei, or nuclei.
Yung ano po, yung mga cities po nagde-develop with multiple nodes, ma'am, or activity centers or growth centers. Kunwari po yung mga CBDs, industrial zones. So they serve as parang growth centers po or nucleus po for land use development.
Okay. And then, why not letter D?
Yan, ma'am, hindi po ako familiar po dyan, ma'am. Opo. Sorry.
So, pero do you think, is it an outlier? Kasi, negative. So, all our land use model, multiple nuclei, concentric, sector, meron kang nai-imagine, ano? But the letter D is negative exponential population density. So it's not land use. So immediately you can already diba? Kasi sabi dito land use models that describes the pattern of actual growth along lines of least resistance. Lines of least resistance is a concept actually, 'di ba? So all right. So but it's saying here we can already eliminate that. Actual growth. So when we say actual growth, it's the ano ba yan? Ano yung sinabi mo kanina na if it's actual, it's parang may sinabi ka kanina, no? Na actual.
Parang along ano ma'am, yung highways, railways, ganun po ma'am.
Okay. So we can already eliminate this one and then eliminate this one. So sector. So it's a sector model. Okay. But really, you need to what you need to take note here is the population density model. So at least meron na kayong isa na ma-eliminate. But can you remember the sector model? So sector model is by Homer Hoyt, diba? And he explained how a city develops in wedges or sectors. So actual sector model siya. And then it's radiating out from the central business district, as Monica had explained, and growth happens along transportation corridors. And that's why, pag sinabing lines of least resistance, so ibig sabihin, transport corridors. Roads, mga rail, transport corridors. Okay, so ibig sabihin, roads, rails, pwede din rivers, okay? So these are what we call the concept of lines of least resistance, the transport corridors. So because they are lines, these are all lines of least resistance, the transport corridors. All right. So I will anong call it? I need to improve also paano magawa ng magandang yung mga. So you need to by this time you already have a pattern. Like for example, if you are parang uniformity, may uniformity dapat yung labeling mo in your test questions, like which of the following land use models. So halimbawa, keywords, for keywords you want to encircle, parang ganon. Or so which of the following land use models that describes the pattern of actual growth. Okay, pattern of actual growth. Another concept or keywords. And then along lines of least resistance. Ito. So parang lahat na bilugan mo na, no? Para consistent ka that you only have common pattern or markings when you are talking about, when you want to mark in your test questions yung mga ideas or keywords there that will remind you that you need to pay attention to that para you will not be confused. Now, as to when you are eliminating, probably para hindi ka na, kasi ilang seconds yung, halimbawa, ganyan, no? Parang ilang seconds yun eh. So, it will take time to do that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. O, 3 seconds na yan. Unlike when you just do that, o di ba yung, although 2 seconds ba, 2 strokes yun, pero you can do that in 1 second. Ganon lang eh, di ba? So, kailangan you need to strategize by this time how you can mark your test questions. So, okay, I'll do this again. Okay, and then I'll do this again. So, alam mo na yung natitira, yun yung answer mo. Oh, can you do that? Okay, kasi kapag ka mag-eliminate ka and then you underline 1, 2, 3, 4, it will take few seconds pa. All right. So, when you, okay, before I leave number 17, yeah, I'd like to make a summary. Okay, pag multiple nuclei model, so that's Harry Ullman. Okay, sino na yan, nasa na yan? Si sector model is Homer Hoyt. Okay, Homer Hoyt, and then multiple model is Harris and Ullman. Never mind the year. And then, kapag kasi Kwan naman, yung sinabi ni Kwan kanina, Burgess naman ito. So, at least, yung review mo, you're not just memorizing yung theory mismo, yung model, meron ka ding pangalan, and then nakapag-mark ka din dyan, pero you don't do that in your exam. Pero pwede rin naman, so that when you are, kasi you cannot be sure, ano yung mga succeeding questions. Baka sakali when you write that as you remember, and it will provide you idea already for the succeeding question, but you cannot be sure. So para sa review mo lang siguro. But during the exam, you avoid extra time doing it. Basta, check ganun. And then, okay, let's evaluate that. Lines of least resistance. Kapag ka ba mag-underline ka 1, 2, 3, di ba mapapahaba, no? But when you just do that, parang mas smooth. So by this time, you know already which will make you more, make you more efficient in answering the questions. So, we already have that. So we know that concentric is circular rings. Okay, circular rings around the CBD. So, ano yung, what's the goal when you do concentric zone model? I hope you will remember that when you want to understand socio-economic layering, socio-economic yun, not actual growth. Iba yung actual. Now, for negative, hindi ko to na-answeran kanina, yung negative exponential population density model, it describes, ito, ang hirap namang magsulat dito. So, this one kasi is about declining, okay? Declining population density, okay? As distance increases. So, nakalagay dito, negative, okay? Exponential population density, which means that as a distance so if this is the, ganyan, the distance increases from the city centers, like, dagdagan ko. So this is the CBD, halimbawa, we are using concentric model. And then as the distance increases, okay. So here what it is increasing, isn't it? From the city center. And then it says that there's declining population density. And so that's the model. That's what the models is talking about, that density as you go away from the city center, as you reach here, population is declining already. Okay? So, I'll burahin ko na naman ito. So, kahit dumi-dumihan ninyo yung ano, and that's why I decided to do this one so that you have idea, baka matakot kayo na you write on your test questions. Gawin ninyo scratch paper yung test question nyo. It doesn't matter, okay? So, okay. Sana tayo. Okay, so yung mga andito pa? We will do up to number 20 only. Si, how about, okay. How about Bay? Sige nga, Bay. Ano lang, just read. Read number 18. Nasa ngayon tayo sa 18. Who can read number 18? Baka wala na si Bay. Patulog ka na, Bay. Marion siguro.
Hello po, okay po. The planning
Sige.
director of a small city wants to get as much public input as possible on a citywide study. Which of the following would be the least effective method of stimulating citizen participation? A. Contacting neighborhood leaders, advising them of the study, and asking them to report neighborhood reaction. B. Completing a draft of the study, printing the draft report, and asking for citizen comments on it. C. Preparing press releases that give the general scope of the study and asking for comments from the general public. Letter D. Offering to address interested neighborhood or other civic groups on the subject of the study.
All right. So, the problem here is, okay, so can we, okay, the planning director of a small city, okay, so small city, there's emphasis on small city, wants to get as much public input, okay, as much public input as possible on a citywide study. So, at the nag-contextualize ito. So it provided context that it should be citywide. And then which of the following would be the least effective? So it means that all are effective. So if we can assume that, so least effective method of stimulating citizen participation. So when you stimulate citizen participation, you have to get their interest, diba? Because you want to make them you're promoting that they need to be active, in participating here. So there are some situations here that it says ano ba to? A, contacting neighborhood leaders and asking them to report feedback. Can you picture that in your mind, like a movie in your mind? That is it really effective to do that? Kasi remember, pinaka least effective yung kukunin natin. So this uses, when you are contacting neighborhoods, remember, kinontak mo na silang lahat, and then they need to provide feedback. So this uses existing social capital. So parang neighborhood leaders can be trusted like liaisons. So sila ay magandang di ba? And they gather inputs from communities kasi imagine they will provide feedback. So from there, parang bottom up approach kapag if we contextualize it, if we assume that in a Philippine setting and you leverage or you get their participation, yung lahat ng mga leaders, 'di ba? So that's a good one. And then we go to letter B, completing a draft of the study. So imagine again, publishing it and inviting citizen comment. So it should be passive kasi ginawa mo na for them, di ba? Magko-comment na lang sila. So it still provides a tangible basis for discussion. It also gives citizens an opportunity to engage kasi nag-comment nga sila doon, especially in open forums kasi sinabi niya inviting citizen comment. And so it's still effective. Okay, so nag-gather na natin lahat 'yon. Now, another one is preparing press releases and asking for comments. So it's like, paano ba yung itsura noon? Mag-press release ka and then you ask for comments. So, it's like, doon sa A and B, may participation yung leader and then mag-feedback pa sila. For letter B naman, you complete the draft of study and then you publish and then you invite citizens so they will come in person siguro, parang ganun, ano? But for the third one, the C, it may be the answer because it is one, but although it's one way, pero meron pa rin comments na you are still seeking for comments. So they inform the public but don't actively engage. Wala silang ginawa doon. Walang feedback. Parang ano lang, parang it's generically calling them for comment kasi nga before you have the press release already, or preparing press releases and asking for comments. So, what if, but it lacks dialogue, di ba? It lacks dialogue. Wala ding follow through, wala ding feedback, etc. But if you're in doubt of letter C, then you proceed to letter D. Offering to address neighborhood or civic groups. So this is very effective because it involves direct engagement and allows for real-time questions, and you need to reach organized constituencies. So it's interactive, it's targeted, it's adaptable. So it's something na meron talagang engagement. But all of them, merong dalawang comment, merong dalawang participation, talaga na direct participation. But if you choose, okay, we can eliminate A because it's very effective, contacting leaders, advising them of the study, and asking them to report. Ibig sabihin, yung to report, neighborhood reaction, to report. Ibig sabihin, may proactiveness in this sense. So, we will eliminate, okay, because it's very effective. We are looking for the least effective. Letter B, completing a draft of the study, printing the draft report, asking for citizens. So, meron doon, meron pa ring proactiveness doon, but it's not as effective. Parang moderate lang yun, moderately effective lang ito. So, but probably we can assume natin, cross out natin yan. Cross out din natin itong letter D. Letter D kasi is, if I am the one answering this is the most effective. Because you offering to address interested neighborhood, okay, interested neighborhood and other civic groups on the subject of the study, di ba? So, very effective, moderate lang yung B, and then effective din yung letter A. So, we have the only remaining option is preparing press releases that give the general scope of the study. So, just imagine, meron ng, like a poster or like anything na meron ka ng complete information and asking for comments from the general public. So, parang yan yung parang pinaka-less parang one way, ano? Although meron comments pa din doon. But people were not we're not, um, how's this? You did not really invoke interest among them to actively engage or facilitate something like a feedback sana. Parang, okay, please comment. What if they're they're not really interested? So what if not all sectors are represented? So that's overthinking already. That's overthinking on my part. So, but you need just to go back again to the option, press release. So this is the correct answer actually. Okay? So you need to be very much aware. So it needs talaga 100+% presence of mind. Kasi you need to imagine four scenarios eh. Dalawa lang ba yung option dito para dalawang scenario lang? Like for example, between good or bad or between tall and short, mas madali yun, ano? But just imagine four scenarios. And so you need to mark your test questions. So letter C, the answer is letter C. So we're very close to closing this session. How about 19? Okay, see. Mm. Mimi? Pakiread lang. Baka nakatulog na si Mimi. Si Kwan ulit, si Alan. Parang naubusan na ako ng tatawagin. Sige nga, Alan. Hello.
Ma'am, may
Natulog.
question lang, ma'am.
Sige.
Okay lang, ma'am, dun sa, yung number 18, ma'am.
Okay.
Kasi, ma'am, ang answer ko po kasi is, actually, eliminated na po yung A and D doon. Sure po kasi, siya, very effective po yung A and D. Kaya lang, ma'am, ang different, actually, halos same concept po yung B and C. Kaya lang po, pinagkaiba po ni B is, parang, nagkakandak kasi ako, ma'am, ng IEC, focus group discussion, tsaka KII, sa mga proposed project. Ngayon, ma'am, pag letter B, ma'am, parang nag-draft ka na kinomplete na po yung draft ng study, pinrint, and pinresent or ask the citizen to comment. Kapag po kasi parang draft, kinomplete mo na yung study, paano pa? Parang, paano mo ma-stimulate, ma'am, yung citizen to participate, na-complete na po yung study. Unlike po dun sa letter C, ma'am, parang nagbigay ka lang ng general scope. So, and
Yeah,
then,
actually,
parang
I'm also
pwede,
thinking about letter B eh. Actually, my answer, yung original answer ko is
ma'am.
dito
Ay,
sa
yes, parang ma'am, kasi ma'am di ba public, sa EIA, meron tayong public consultation. So, ang pinoprovide lang po natin sa PubCon is yung general scope ng proposed scope. Ngayon, para makuha po natin yung perception ng mga stakeholder. And then, pag nakuha na po natin yung perception nila, may input natin ma-address natin yung concerns nila into the study. Kapag naman po, kinumplete na natin yung study, ano pa po makukuha? I mean, natapos na natin yung study pag po sa letter B. Natapos na po natin yung study. And then, pag pinread kasi yung draft report, ma'am, parang it's not technical na ang mag-comment is citizen, the public. Parang kasi usually, pag technical draft na, ito ma'am, naiisip ko lang scenario po ng EIA, nung ECC, I mean the ECC process. So parang, pag, pag technical na yung draft report, na print na, so parang ang magre-review or magko-comment, review committee po, not the I mean, meron po bang magbabasa na citizen na complete draft report, parang ganun po.
Yeah.
Yun ma'am, medyo na-confuse lang po ako dun sa BNC. Actually ma'am, tama
Mm.
na po yung A and D is very effective po talaga. A and D. So hindi sila I mean ang question po kasi least effective method.
Oo.
So dito ma'am, parang na-confuse lang po ako. Pero yun po. Um, ang
Oo.
tinitingnan ko lang kasi ma'am is parang about sa bagay planning director. Ang nasa isip ko kasi ma'am yung procedure ng EI ganyan.
Ah,
So yun lang ma'am na medyo na-confuse.
Okay. Again, actually yung answer sa AICP is letter B. Letter B sa AICP, yung answer sheet, okay? But I'm not thinking about EIA. Basta wag lang tayong mag-overthink, ano?
Opo ma'am.
So, if we go back to the question, planning director of a small city wants to get as much public input. So, yun yung problem dito sa much public input. So, that's the main goal, public input.
Siguro ma'am,
Oo.
parang ang magiging na lang ma'am, wordings na lang na parang keywords is, since si letter B po, complete na yung report, so
Mm.
mas marami yung data na na-present. So parang mas marami po yung makukuha yung comments from citizen. Unlike letter C na least effective
Mm.
system, kasi general lang po yung pinrovide nyo na
Dito
info with the
kasi,
public.
ah,
Kaya makukuha yung comment.
oo,
Hindi
kapag ka ba sa dito,
masyadong parang ganun po
kapag
ba
ka
yun,
ba,
ma'am?
study, okay? Study versus press release. 'Di ba usually sa press release, you parang siguro parang executive summary type, no? Although we are nag-overthinking
Yes,
dito
ma'am.
na executive summary siguro na type. So it is very limited. Pero dito, kapag halimbawa yung sinasabi mo, sige, let's situate it like an AIA level, no? EIA or EIS, okay? Kapag ka ganito, kapag ka ba yung comment mo na makukuha mo dito versus makakomment mo dito, ano yung mas malaki na public input?
Usually, ma'am, kasi parang
Mm-mm.
hindi sa field, ma'am, sa
Mm-mm.
sa field, ma'am, parang hindi hindi nagko-comment si citizen dun sa mismong, hindi siya nakikita. I mean, hindi siya, though public document po ang EIA, EIS, pero
Mm-mm.
hindi siya, parang sa common na citizen na parang hindi siya feasible na magbasa ng isang drafted report.
Mm-mm.
Yung parang ganun, ma'am. Pero kung ang babasihan naman natin, ma'am, is kasi nabanggit niyo po kanina, parang ang magiging explanation na lang, ma'am, kaya letter C, ma'am, yung sagot is
Konti lang.
dahil
Oo.
konti lang yung makukuha.
Oo. Kasi
Kay letter C, kasi general scope only. Unlike kay letter B na complete
oo.
report na. Parang ganun. Okay, ma'am. Sige pa.
Tingnan mo
May
to.
ganun.
Oo, wants to get as much public input. Madami ka pa rin makukuha dito sa
Yes, ma'am. Opo.
study, no?
So, ito yung keyword, ma'am, yung as much
Oo.
as.
Kaya you need to go back. Don't linger here, no? Kailangan ma-connect mo doon. I'm not sure paano yung style ninyo. Do you normally, depends siguro sa question, no? Do you normally read the question first and then ito? Siguro mas maganda pa rin ang question tapos options, ano. And then doon sa kailangan mag-mark kayo. Kailangan
Yes, ma'am.
small city, and then as much public input. Madami kasi makukuha dito sa just imagine nag-participate si A, So, meron asking them to report, ganon. Yung mga reaction ng neighborhood. So, merong word doon na report. So, very highly engaged sila dyan. And then, kapag ka sa letter D na sinasabi mo na you are okay, you are agreeing to A and
Focus
B.
group, siya, ma'am, focus group discussion. Ang
Oo.
target mo dito, ma'am, is talagang
Yan.
interested or stakeholder. So, mas marami, yung
Oo,
technicalities, ma'am, mas marami po kayong makukuhang info
oo,
or
naglagay sila.
comments.
So,
Apo.
nagbibigay each option kasi you need also to be sensitive, ano? Interested. So, especially for adjectives, interested neighborhood or other civic groups. So, imagine uh, yung diversity ng participants, may civic groups pa daw siya on the subject of the study. So, it referred again to study.
Yes po.
And then ito naman, study din itong A pero hindi lang nasa report, ganon. And
Apo,
then, the third one is, the letter B is completing a draft of the study. Although, nagawa na lahat ng work, parang it signals sana na hindi mo ma-stimulate. Kasi kung ito yung basis natin, itong stimulating citizen participation, pwede rin na letter B. Pero ibabalance natin, ano yung commonality ng tatlo
mas
na natin? Printing the draft report, asking for citizen comments on it. So parang malaki pa rin yung gagawin nila dyan. Samantala si letter C, preparing press releases that give the general scope of the study. Kasi press release press release. And asking for comments from the general public. Parang, depende. Hindi naman sila ganito mag-ask ng question because this is AICP. So, ang gagawin mo is don't overthink na it's an EIA. Gawin mo siyang generic lagi, ha? Gawin mo
Okay.
siya para hindi ka, kasi otherwise, you will end up doing all of those overthinking. That's why I gave a warning in the GC na don't overthink kasi baka, there are a number of architects during the pre-pandemic, they did not make it. Kahit 3 beses na silang nag-exam. And these people are magna cum laude, ganyan, sa mga universities sa Manila. And they did not make it because they tend to put so many variables. Imagine, naisip mo pa yung EIA, hindi naman EIA ito pinag-uusapan. Oo. So, I'm
Yes, ma'am.
with,
Opo. Parang ano lang po, ma'am. Ang kaya ko lang po yung B, ma'am, kasi parang naano ko lang po na, is it parang yung citizen po ba is magbabasa ng isang complete draft na report, parang ganon. Parang
Basta
medyo feasible po yung, anyways, tama
actually,
naman po kayo, ma'am, kasi yung
ang answer sa AICP kasi ang answer sa AICP ito talaga. But I really needed to argue with the correct answer.
as much ma'am, as much as
Oo.
public
Ito
input.
kasi yan
Okay,
as
ma'am.
public input, hindi, mahirap kayang mag-comment doon sa complete report. So, ibig sabihin, they will go over that. Pero, nakita mo naman, pag sinabing general scope of the study and the general public, wala talaga siyang particularity, no? Wala siyang wala particularity ang letter C. Samantala dito, completing a draft, printing the draft report. Pag sinabi mong ito siguro yung stimulating citizen participation, pwedeng letter B ang answer. Pero naisip ko lang, doon pa lang sa wants to get as much public input. Pareho lang din sa participation. Pero mas magpa-participate kasi sila pag complete report yung ipapa-comment mo kasi asking citizens to comment it. Ito din, asking for comments din. Di ba? Same lang siya. Okay. Same lang yung methodology. Alright?
Yes, ma'am. Okay,
Pero
ma'am.
I need to argue talaga with the paano nila sinagot sa AICP din. So, I can pero basta wag ka lang magdagdag ng variables. Okay?
Okay,
Basta
ma'am. Sige.
Okay. So, paano na yon? Sino na yung nagbasa? Ay, pwedeng pakibasa na rin itong 19.
Sige, ma'am. Number 19. A smart code transect 1 typically contains 6 zones from rural to urban. 2 is a way of locating and understanding a variety of different types of human settlement within a comprehensive web of natural and human habitats. 3 has a historical linkage to Geddes Valley section. 4 has its origin in Howard's Garden City concept?
Okay.
Letter
Sige lang. Continue.
Mamula na, ma'am.
Wala
Please.
na. Yung ano lang.
Isip.
Yung,
Ano na, options na po yun eh. Options
1,
na
3.
po si ABCD.
So,
Is,
sige. Ituloy mo lang. 1 and 3,
Ah,
ganun.
letter A, 1 and 3. Letter B, 1 and 4. Letter C, 2 and 3. Letter D, 1, 2, 3 po. All of the above.
Okay. So, ano yung common sa lahat? Parang wala, no? 1, 1, 1, walang 1. So, 3, 3, wala din. So, walang common. Wala tayong basis. So, kapag in the options, wala kayong makita na common, wala tayong basis to, unlike kapag yung letter C, sana for example, yung letter C is 1, 2, and then 3. So, ibig sabihin, lahat may 1. So, parang meron ka ng basis na, okay, 1. And then, meron ka ng leader. Parang, meron ka na talagang guidepost doon, na hanapin mo. But, in this case, in the options, wala tayong common. But, we will look for, kailangan talaga, pag ganitong question, it's the, anong level of the Bloom's taxonomy, a smart code transect. So, kailangan talaga remembering, meaning that you need to know the definition of term. And so, the smart code is a form-based code. Ano yung form-based code that's created to implement new urbanism? Okay, let me see. New urbanism principles. New urbanism principles, okay? So this is okay, it uses the rural to, yung parang sinasabi nila na rural to, okay, urban transect. Urban transect. Nakakakuha na ba kayo ng or it seems sa inyo parang new na? Ngayon, this smart code transect, because it uses rural to urban transect to organize and regulate development types and intensities. So when you try to break down yung natin ito, kailangan, okay, we should know all the concepts here. Wala non-negotiable talaga. Typically contains 6 zones from rural to urban. And it means that ito yung sinasabing T-zones. Do you know T-zones or T-zones? Very kasi ito, very American, And ito yung sinasabing transect zones. Okay. So, meron tayong, merong 6. Ibig sabihin, na literally 6 zones. What are these 6 zones? So, natural zone, parang gano'n, natural zone. Then, merong rural, merong suburban, merong general urban, urban center, parang gano'n. So, I'm just, sinasabi ko lang na, and urban core. So, urban core. Core. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, literally, there are 6 zones from rural to urban. And it's called T-zones. Parang siya. So, it's a framework din. Yan yung Roman numeral 1. Now, we go to Roman numeral 2. So, is a way of locating. So, what I'm trying to demonstrate here is magmamarking kayo sa kapag magmamarking kayo sa question and then sa choices din, especially if it contains sentences na mahaba, is a way of locating and understanding a variety of different types of human settlements within a comprehensive web of natural and human habitats. Quite a mouthful, right? So, uh, parang bioregional planning. So, parang hindi siya smart code. Pero, um, we are looking for more than one, di ba? More than one definition or characteristic to define the characteristics of smart codes transect. Sinabi ko na yan. Pero kapag sinabi mong Roman numeral 2 is a way of locating and understanding a variety of different types of human settlement within a comprehensive web of natural and human habitats. So, it's to parang ecology, sounded like ecology. So, yung ecological planning, number 2, it's referring to like that of Ian McHarg. Okay? Ian McHarg. Meron siyang concept, di ba? On eco-planning, ecological planning. So, hindi siya about zoning. Hindi siya form-based coding. So, hindi siya kasali. So, I'm now in Roman numeral 3, has historical linkage to Geddes Valley section. Pag hindi mo kilala si Geddes, paano na yan? Pero meron kasi si Sir Patrick Geddes, okay? Nakalagay Geddes. So, he's the father of regional planning. Okay, huwag niyang kalimutan yun. He introduced, I will, linisin ko ulit because it's not really, so, congested na siya. So, I'm now in here, 3. So, si Geddes kasi, he introduced the valley section. Okay, valley section. Right. So, yung valley section na yon, if you Google that, meron yung mga mga hierarchy din na it's showing a conceptual diagram showing land use transitioning from natural to urban areas along a slope. And that's the transect, early transect idea. And this concept influenced the development of the transect in smart code. And so it also so yun yung valley Geddes Valley section, meron siyang nakalagay doon na valley section. Okay? So, pag maalala ninyo ito, so it's part actually of the smart code. So meron na tayong dalawa, no? 1 so ito, okay. And ito 1, 3. Okay. Ngayon, when you have eliminated one already, then eliminated na rin to. Basta tandaan ninyo, kapag meron kayong na-eliminate na isa, and then all of the above or 1, 2, 3, 4, ganyan, you eliminate para hindi na kayo malito. Alright. So, doon sa another, di ba si Ebenezer Howard, okay? So, Patrick Geddes, the father of regional planning. Patrick Geddes. So, meron siyang valley section, So, and then ito naman, Howard, is the Garden City concept, which is si Ebenezer Howard. So, para parang ma-review na natin ulit. So, it has its origins. Sinasabi niya, the smart code daw has its origin in Howard's Garden Cities concept. It's incorrect because the smart code and transect, like that of Patrick Geddes, they are not derived from Ebenezer Howard's Garden City model. Although there's mixed use, there's walkability, but garden cities are self-contained and radial, hindi yung transect. Kasi yung transect, 'di ba, I think I defined transect kanina as yung form-based code, and it's from rural to urban transect. Okay? Like may hierarchy siya. Can you imagine that? So, for Ebenezer Howard, it's not, hindi ganun yung form niya. Okay? It has another configuration, which is self-contained and radial. So, self-contained. So, wala siyang pattern. Okay? Self-contained. Meron namang pattern, but it's something radial. So, hindi siya yung parang kay Patrick Guedes. So, answer is 1 and 3. So, A. Okay? Okay ba tayo? So, you need to go back again to Patrick Guedes, yung mga ganon, so that you can answer this one. Sometimes they associate Guedes with Howard, Mumford, but they have different concepts. But remember that the transect belongs to new urbanism with inspiration from Guedes, not Howard. Magkaiba. Okay? So, yan. You need to go back. So, that's number 19. Can we go to, so we need to really be very patient, ano? Monica, can you read again? 20? Pagtsagaan natin, ha?
Strategies to help combat climate change by planners involve the following. 1. GHG reduction. 2. Increasing VMT. 3. Adaptive reuse. 4. Water conservation.
And then, ano nga natin ito para marinig natin parang letter A, 2, ganun.
Letter A, 2. B, 1, 3, and 4. C, 1, 2, and 3. And D, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So, ano yung pinaka-common? Walang common din, ano? Among them. But this is a no-brainer din because so we refer to the strategies and then to help combat. So parang we are addressing climate change. So which among these are related to climate change? 'Di ba? GHG reduction, so that's positive. Greenhouse gas reduction is positive. That goes directly there. Then increasing vehicle, ano na yan? Ano na yung VMT? Vehicle miles traveled. Let me see. Vehicle miles traveled. VMT, okay? So, it's counterproductive. So, obviously, when you have more VMT, it means that you have more car dependence. And if you have more car dependence, then you have more emissions. So, it's not contributing really to addressing climate change. And then, for adaptive reuse, so it's another concept used in heritage planning, that you need to reuse existing buildings and avoid demolition, and you reduce waste, and you lowers embodied energy from construction. So adaptive reuse is a sustainable strategy for both climate mitigation and cultural heritage conservation. So it's directly addressing that. Of course, by the term itself, water conservation, of course, it includes resource conservation, and so water systems are, yeah, they are vulnerable to droughts and climate stress. So also it's energy intensive, especially for treatment processes and transport. So efficient water systems reduce energy use. You are reducing energy use, and then you also protect against climate induced shortages. So it goes there. So iisa lang yung wow, mali, right? So 2. So lahat ng may 2 doon, bali ano na siya, 'di ba? Lahat ng may 2 wala na. So yan lang yung naiwan, 'di ba? 1, 3 and 4. Okay? So that's all for tonight. We continue with kung ako sa inyo, anyway, all of you have copies, mag-advance study na kayo so that you can interact with me. Ganon. So Jen, take it away. Kasi alas 12 na. Di ba? Stop.